Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your
The Tricky Triangle in the Pocono Mountains, Pennsylvania for this week's race. Live here on V-Speed, it's the QSR Chase for the Cup Next Generation Series. Presented. Garrett has risen 210 this week. We've got a lot to cover. 3 races in, now week number 4 underway. Been an eventful 3 weeks here between Daytona to Atlanta Auto Club, kind of the asterisks, 2 super speedways and another high-speed race courses. They'll hit speeds well over 190 miles per hour down this long front straightaway, the longest straightaway on the schedule in NASCAR. These cars will be going down to 140 miles per hour to take turn 1. If you've never been here before, well, it's an exciting racetrack. Welcome in. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper. All season long here for QSR. Take a quick look at the points. Alan Dobbs with 2 wins. Nicholas Caldwell will be starting second in the points here tonight. Daniel Molnix falls back 1 position after a tough break last week at Atlanta. Down that back straightaway at the end of that race, got tied up with Quentin Stewart, who falls to 6th. But the same names pretty much locked in here at the top 10. Mighty big gap back to 10th position. David Killall is going to be 61 points out of this points lead. Quick look at Pocono Raceway. Turn 1, 14 degrees of banking. Turn 2, 8 degrees. In turn 3, it's about as flat as it gets. There's more banking on the straightaway than there is in turn 3. It is very, very flat. 6 degrees of banking. Long sweeping corner in turn 3. All 3 straightaways, different lengths. All 3 corners are different. It is very difficult to set a race car up for this venue. And you will not be perfect in all 3 corners every single lap. You're going to have 1 or 2 turns that you'll be good in, and you'll just have to make up the difference for the corner you make a mistake on. Race analysis up on your screen. 83 laps here today, 55-mile-per-hour pit road speed limit with 4 tire sets available, 100% fuel, and our stage lap, I believe at lap 20. I didn't get that information until a little bit late, so I'll go back and make sure, but I think it's going to be lap 20 here today. We'll double check on that. Lap 28 will be the stage, actually. So lap 28 is where we're going to see that here today as we get set to go. With that, let's take you trackside now. Get the grid up on your screen, starting on the pole here today. A 52.865 Trenton Wilkin. And the Menards number 12 will start on the top spot. Waylon Turner in the number 1 will start in second. Jason Blaney in third position with Alan Dobbs, your points leader, starting in row number 2. Daniel Molnick starting in 5th with Wyatt Walker. In 6th position, 7th goes to Mitchell Costner. Austin Thomas in the 8th spot. Rounding out your top 10 is Tristan Pena, Galen Wunsch in the 199 and 10th. Quentin Stewart, QSR CEO, starting in 11th. Jesse Gordon in 12th. 13th goes to Johnny Di Pasquale. I think I got that as good as I could. Stephen Mago will start in 14th. 15th, CJ Gates, Nicholas Caldwell in 16th. Nathan Line will start in 17th position with Christian Ruck-Riegel in 18th position. Mike Petrin, Brent Allen round out the top 20. Ryan Philbrook and Austin Dowdy, 21st and 22nd. 23rd goes to Josh Wren with John Walker in the 24th position. Randy Sully will start in 25th. Brandon Yates in 26th. And then 27th will go to Larry McKellen, and John Ledyka will start in 28th. Taylor Clement and Ronnie Joyner. Ronnie Joyner up in the booth here. He will be race steward for tonight. And we have Reed Sanders and Wesley Giannetti side by side for the end of this field. 32 cars here today. As they come out of turn 3, pace car will get out of the way. And here we go for race number 4 into the turn 1 Tsunamis restart zone, and we're underway at Pocono. Lap number 1. It's going to go to Waylon Turner. He took away the top spot. The 12 of Wilkin is falling back. He's losing ground. He's back to 5th position, trying to settle in. Got Freight Train on the outside. Got stuck down on the bottom in some of these corners. The outside is where you want to be. But Jason Blaney going to take the top spot. He's battling with Waylon Turner. He'll take it out of turn 2, and another change for the lead on lap number 2. And there's your points leader on the hunt as well. Alan Dobbs up 2 spots, really loose here off the exit. I don't know if Blaney's going to hold the spot. He will this time across the line, but here comes Alan Dobbs to take it away. Another lead change on lap number 3. And the 10 of Jesse Gordon gets into the wall there a little bit. They're going to work the draft down the backstretch into the tunnel turn. 12 cars stuck on the inside again. He's able to settle out now. Look back here with 12th position. You got the 42 of Di Pasquale to the inside of CJ Gates. Gates off of turn 3. Car in the wall. I think that was Austin Thomas in the 35 that got a piece of it there. If not, it was Tristan Pena. And a car into the inside wall in the background. That's Nathan Line. Caution is out. Heavy front end damage for the 38. Not sure if he had help here. Take you back on our instant replay. Yes, he had help. The 43 gets into him. It's Taylor Clement that got into the side of him. Let's see if we can get a little bit different angle of this. .43 hit the wall, bounced off the safer barrier into the side of the 38. And around he goes. So tough break here for Nathan Line. He's going to try to come back around. Probably should go down pit road and get some of that damage repaired. But he's going to try to catch up to the back half of this field. This is a good racetrack if you have damage early. Plenty of time to get it repaired. You can get about a minute and a half of damage done here. On the flip side of that, it's a very aerodynamic dependent track. And it'll be very difficult for him to maintain the speed, especially in the draft. These guys will pull away. And if any of the front suspension is broken, anything knocked out of alignment, he'll have a tough time in these tunnel turns and flat corners. It'll chew the right front off of it a lot faster. So hopefully he can get that all fixed up as long as he doesn't have a meatball flag. Looks like Taylor Clement has a black flag for coming down a closed pit. Nathan Line going to go back around, and let's see if anyone plays a strategy here. Will we see any takers on pit lane? Nobody this time around. So we will roll off. A few drivers in the very back of the field with Mike Petrin, Wyatt Walker, actually electing to fake that pit. Brandon Yates, Ruck Regal, Brent Allen, all coming in. So with that, a caution early. Jason Blaney has the lead. 54 of Alan Dobbs was on the prowl, though, as that caution came out. And I think that kind of saved the 22 from going back to second position. 54 had a good run out of 3. 22, he got loose. So we'll wait and see if that settles out there for Blaney. Don't go anywhere. We have more coverage to continue for the Next Generation Series. Chase for the Cup, QSR Simulations, and Garrett has risen 210. More coverage after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your
Back here live at Pocono, lap number 8 underway. Green flag is out. After the turn 1 Tsunami's restart zone, the 22 of Jason Blaney gets a good shot down the front stretch. Into turn 1, a couple car lengths ahead of Alan Dobbs. Back here deeper in the field, we're looking at Josh Wren in the number 19 to the inside. Has to lift a little early. He goes 3 wide here through turn 2. And you're going to love this. And caution's out, unfortunately. It looks like Taylor Clement done for the day. Well, we'll try to get back to this driver cam momentarily. A lot going on there. We need to go back and find what happened to Brandon Yates and Tyler Clement. This is going into turn 2. Clement with damage. And the right front broken on that car, just rides right up into the side of the 15. And Brandon Yates, nowhere to go. Just victim of circumstance on this one. Well, we have an opportunity here. We're going to bring up a driver that we've never talked to before on the V-Speed broadcast. We're going to bring up Jason Blaney in the number 22. You got a copy?
Got a copy for you guys.
Well, Jason, right now it's looking pretty good. I mean, these cautions are helping you lead some laps, keeping the tires clean and fresh. You got a little loose there coming out of turn 3. Thought maybe you were going to lose the lead, but that caution kind of bailed you out. How's the car handling?
Yeah, I mean, the car builds loose. I think if, you know, I'm definitely playing on the pedal, trying to keep that that car kicked out enough to point me to the end of the corner. But if you get onto it too much, it definitely gets a little spicy on it. So luckily it happened then, and I was able to save it. So now I know my limit. So try and keep on keeping on, guys.
We talk a lot about this car. It's one of the few independent suspension stock cars that I've ever even seen, and this thing kind of handles like a sports car at times. Kind of walk us through how it's so much different than, say, like a B-class car or the truck.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have that natural kind of yoke or sway out in the chassis, so when the car does kick out, you're really leaning on either the, you know, right rear or the right front. And you know, you can't really drive out of a slide. If you start sliding, it's all brakes, no gas until it straightens itself out. But I don't know, it's a little bit different once you go into the banking. You kind of wait for the rear to kick out in like a Xfinity or truck. But these ones, you really kind of got to do that with throttle. And if you don't do it with throttle, you're scrubbing off the fronts. Or if you do it too much, then you know you don't have that suspension roll to try and save you from going around. So it's a little bit different, but once you get the hang of it, they're a really fun car to drive, that's for sure.
22 going to restart here in the top spot. Anybody come to mind here that put the 22 out on the racetrack today you want to shout out?
Yeah, I mean, all of our sponsors, guys. I mean, Admin Box that's on the race car today, been with us for a while. All the guys at Fueled Up Motorsports, everyone with an F on the hood is one of my teammates, so watch out for them. Really good group of guys. And, yeah, I mean, you guys in the booth just doing a great job, so I appreciate being here.
Jason Blaney going to restart in the top spot. He'll be the command car for our third restart of the day. Good luck.
Thanks.
So Fueled Up Motorsports, everyone with an F on the hood. Quite a few of those cars out on the racetrack. We're getting a look at one of them right now as we hit the choose code and double back up. Johnny DePasquale, another one of those drivers, part of Fueled Up. Nathan Line, Wesley Genetti, all through this field. 4 cars with that logo. You've got Nicholas Caldwell Racing, Cavalier Racing, Venom Motorsports. Noticing here through the field, Daniel Molnix came down pit road to top off with fuel. He's back in 26th position now. Playing a little bit of strategy here in stage number 1. Have to wait and see how that pans out. These races have been known to go green. These drivers get spread out. Kind of like Auto Club, after a while, the draft won't be as effective, and then it comes down to cornering speed. If you burn the right front off of this thing, especially here in turn 3, it'll be difficult to even get a run down the front stretch and keep pace with these guys. But it takes quite a few green flag laps for that to happen. Just have to wait and see. Into the turn 1 Tsunami's restart zone. 22 of Blaney takes the green flag. We're back underway at Pocono. Lots of side-by-side back here around 12 into the side of Tristan Pena. That's your pole sitter, Trenton Wilkin, who got up into the door of him. And Quentin Stewart Riding quietly in 11th right now, gets to the inside of Stephen McGough, and he will complete that pass. Caution is out through turn 2. Randy Solé is around. And the 8 of Austin Dowdy. Austin Dowdy, a little bit of damage on that right front here. Not too happy about it. Let's take you back on our V-Speed instant replay, find out what happened to the 8 car. He got to a teammate there. Oh my, he got into the back of his teammate. I believe that was the 33 of Christian Reckriegel that was just in front of him. Yes, it is. And that was sending it a little too deep into the corner. Locks up the front tires, wheel hops, gets into the back of the 33 and sends him around. Randy Solé gets the aftermath of this. I think the 33 comes around and gets into him. No, he comes down the 17 to the inside of Mike Petra and nowhere to go. On board with Petra. So our third caution of the night and stage number 1. Stage ends at lap 28. And we are yet to get a green flag run underway here from Pocono. But when we come back, maybe we'll see it here for QSR. Chase for the Cup. Or coverage here on V-Speed right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live from Pocono Raceway. QSR Next Gen Cup Series getting set to go back green. Pace car will get out of the way for the 4th time today. And Jason Blaney, who's had the lead for quite some time, will be the command car as we go back green flag racing. This has been the most troublesome turn here today. It's turn 2. Let's see if they can make it through. That time they do it. But hot on the back bumper of the 22. 54 of Alan Dobbs looking for the lead. And Blaney able to keep it stable that time out of turn 3. Down the front stretch, car all the way to the inside. That's the 50 of Tristan Pena. Peek to the inside for the 54 of Dobbs. Here comes Pena past the 35 of Austin Thomas. Car in the background back there. I think that was Josh Wren. No, it was not. It's a little further back. It might have been Mike Petrin. Someone off the wall back there. Another tag with the wall. Sending it a little too deep there into the corner. Not sure who that was exactly. But here's some side-by-side on board with Brent Allen. Car got loose. That was the 19 of Josh Wren. And now here's the opportunity that we were looking for. Josh Wren with his epic green screen in the background. I don't know if he's actually there with Chewbacca or not. But there's a lot going on here that I wanted to show off. I've been looking at it all broadcast, so that's pretty good. That's definitely a V-Speed first. Up ahead of that, though, Stephen Mago for the top 10 has Wyatt Walker to the inside. 10th position up for grabs. Walker keeps it down low into 1. It's a little bit tight there on the entry. And he'll end up conceding that position. Mago up to 10th. Jason Blaney and Alan Dobbs going back and forth. Dobbs gets a little bit closer to the back bumper through certain portions of the racetrack. Blaney holding his own, keeping Dobbs honest here on lap 19. Now you're starting to see them single file out, starting to separate a little bit here for the top 10. 10th of the second gap amongst all of these drivers. Closest battle on the racetrack is for the lead right now, with 1/10 separating the 54 and the 22 through turn 2. 9 positions gained for this driver, though. Jesse Gordon doing a fantastic job so far. He's had a couple rough races in the last 3 weeks. It looks like Pocono treating him a little bit different than Auto Club. Got 3 running spot right now. Back to form for Jesse Gordon. So we've kind of missed out on this for a few weeks here on V-Speed. We usually wait till the halfway mark, but we have 8 laps to go when we cross that stripe. So our first opportunity here tonight to find that volume knob, and let's crank it up. Presented here by Walker's Ridge Plantation. And Josh Wren loses control coming out of turn 3. Tough break here for the 19. He was having a decent run there. Let's take you back on our V-Speed Instant Replay and see what happens by himself. It's probably going to be a case of tagging that outside wall coming out of turn 3. Touches the rumble strips, gets loose, overcorrects it, locks it down, and for some reason the 98 of John Ledyka just runs into him. And an Alt F4 there for the 98. Will take him to an early exit. Daniel Molnex also out for tonight. Tyler Clement also out. Wesley Giannetti 7 laps down. And Austin Dowdy 1 lap down. Ledyka leaves the session. And the 19, who probably could have gotten away with that undamaged, gets ran into down the front stretch. This is approaching very close to the end of the stage at lap 28. Few takers down pit road. It looks like the 10, the 54 going to dive at the last second. Actually gets into the side of the 10. And Blaney going to get left out by himself. Waylon Turner, Nicholas Caldwell stay out. Blaney looking to win a stage here. Going to stay out on the racetrack. Looking like 4 tire stops. 12 misses his stall. Down and away for the 10 car. Going to be a tight battle off of the pit. 54 wins that race off of pit road. Just barely. So we need to go back about 50 seconds or so. Let's go back a little bit more. Maybe with the blimp camera you can see this late commitment here by the 54. Almost got into the 10. Did not touch him. He's looking in his mirror, sees all these cars dive to the inside, and just like that, close call. So we're going to bring up Alan Dobbs, the 54. Sorry if we interrupted something there, but Dobbs, late commitment there on pit road.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people pulling in behind me, and that's kind of what I was worried about happening, was everybody flipping stage. So I barely made it, but we made it. Nobody wrecked. I'll take that as a win.
Very close call there with the 10 to Jesse Gordon to the inside, but you did make it. You missed those barrels. That's the important thing. They do not move on iRacing. Now what do we set up for? You're going to be in 8th position with about 3 laps left in this stage. Think you can get up there and steal the lead away?
I don't know. It's going to take the first lap and a half for the tires just to come up to temp. I'd like to get some stage points. If I can just stay in the top 10, that'll be good. And then we should have a really good starting position for the second half of the race.
Well, there you go. After lap 28, you're going to be up at the front. As long as you can kind of maintain here with the group that did come down pit road, While we have you in the booth, though, Alan, anybody you want to shout out?
Just all my teammates over at NCR, you guys for the broadcast, my lovely wife. Appreciate all y'all.
Nicholas Caldwell Racing driver Alan Dobbs going to restart 8th here after that pit stop. So here we go. Jason Blaney. Command car again. He's getting used to this. Now has Tristan Pena to the outside. Waylon Turner, Nicholas Caldwell, and Quentin Stewart were the top 5. These drivers did not hit the pit road in the top 7. And as was mentioned by Alan Dobbs, it's going to take a couple laps for the heat to get into these tires. That makes me wonder if they even have enough time to build that heat and make a run at this top 7 or 8 cars. We'll have to wait and see. As we go back, green flag racing. Do we make it to the stage? Do we have another caution? Let's find out for stage 1 at Pocono. Alan Dobbs gets to the outside. Those fresher tires, even without the heat, starting to put the offense on Quentin Stewart. This is for 6th position. Brent Allen has fallen back. And here comes Dobbs now to the top 5. He just gets pitched behind here in the 92 of Costner. We'll look to the inside, down the front straightaway. Contact! 92's around. We'll have a caution. 54's around as well as the 10. And that's going to do it for the stage. And Jason Blaney is going to be your stage winner. We need to take this back and rewind, but there's your top 10 for the stage. What is the 92 and the 54 making contact? Costner and Dobbs. The 10 also involved. Let's take it back on a V-Speed instant replay. We need to find what happened exactly in a live shot. You can see the 54 getting the run on the inside. And he just kind of come up into the 92 after the fact. 54 and the 10 get around, get into each other. Looks like somebody trying to shoot the gap there. 17 gets into a piece of it. On board with Alan Dobbs. On board with Petrin. Almost sneaks through it. And he's going to get a little piece of this right here. The 14 is CJ Gates, heavily damaged after this. '83 also gets a piece of that. We had cars come down pit road, try to flip it over. Austin Thomas is going to stay out here with Trenton Wilkin and Christian Ruck-Regal. So your pole sitter back up to second. Turn 1 Tsunami drivers in the 35 and the 33 will be your top cars in the front row for this restart. Stage number 2 about to be underway here live on V-Speed. You're watching QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series. And the Garrett has risen 210 from Pocono.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back here from Pocono. Austin Thomas, the command car for stage number 2 and race number 4 of QSR Simulators Chase for the Cup. Turn 1 Tsunami's driver, Austin Thomas, leads him into turn 1. Side by side, heavy contact with the 12 of Wilkin. Got into the door, Di Pasquale, and we got the 15 around. Caution is out. He slides all the way down the racetrack into the wall. Back end broken on that machine. And looks like just crowded up there out of the exit of turn 1. Heavy damage on the back end of this car. Let's go on board with him. Into the 8 at Austin Dowdy. And Brandon Yates looks like we'll be done for the day. Alan Dobbs has taken an early exit to this race as well. So a lot of the championship top 10 having problems here tonight from the tricky triangle. Let's see if we can find Austin Thomas here. Austin Thomas, it's Bradley Cooper in the V-Speed booth. Do you got a copy?
I do.
Well, Austin, you take over the lead, kind of flip the script there with the short pit on the stage. Now up front in clean air. Is that making a big difference to how this car's handling today?
Absolutely. That was the ultimate goal. I was hoping it was going to work out like that, because if I could get up here in the front, I believe at the pace that I have, I'll be able to break away from the pack and pull away, hopefully.
Well, we've seen this race kind of be turbulent so far. A lot of cautions, a lot of guys breaking free, pushing up into turn one. Any advice for some of these guys that are struggling around this place tonight?
A lot from what I've seen, a lot of people are just turning in too early. You gotta hold up next to the wall and cut in late, and that'll give you all the exit that you need for the I guess the first back stretch to get a huge run. And then my car in turn two, man, it's glued to the track, and I've been gaining speed on a lot of these guys in turn two.
Well, we still got plenty of racing left. Over half of this race still left to be done. Anybody you want to shout out, though, while we have you in the booth?
Just my parents, my grandparents, everybody's watching back home, and I've got a lot of fans sitting here watching tonight, and hopefully we can get a dub for everybody.
Austin Thomas, the number 35, going to restart on the top spot. Will be the command car for this restart. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Bradley.
So with that, Austin Thomas will be that command car. We're going to take another quick break, though, here on V-Speed. Again, you are watching QSR Chase for the Cup. More coverage from Pocono right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live at Pocono. QSR Chase for the Cup. In the Next Gen Series, Jason Blaney got stage one. His teammate, Johnny DePasquale. Still thinking about that one a little bit here as we get set to go back green. Looking to the inside, but turn one, Tsunami's holding it up front. 1 and 2, Christian Ruck-Regal up to second position. 42 down on the bottom in the pole sitter in the 12 of Wilkin will get by. Tristan Pena also goes by. The 06 of Philbrick goes by. 3 spots lost for the 42 right out of the gate. Oh, and a car around in the background. That's Quentin Stewart. He's got heavy damage. And pieces of the 99 butt kicker QSR machine all over the racetrack. Saw the 42 there checking up. Gets behind the 17 of Petrin. And just plows tight there. It looks like maybe locks up the tire a little bit on the right front. And backs into the 83. Not sure if I have another angle of this. Any other, maybe the blimp camera will do it justice. You can see coming into turn 2, car just gets really tight. Maybe locks up the right front wheel. Had a good run here on the 17, just couldn't go anywhere with it. Gives him a little bump draft, backs off of the rear bumper. Nothing out of the ordinary here. But it's this braking section right here, just a little bit late on it. Touches the 11, who ends up saving it. Great save there with the 11 of Nicholas Caldwell. And right there, that's where he gets the worst end of his damage. And now the 99 will have to come down pit road to get some of this damage repaired. We'll wait for Quentin Stewart to hit his pit stall and maybe get a quick word with him here. Quentin Stewart, Bradley Cooper in the broadcast booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Tough break, 2 weeks in a row now. Last week, it was a lot better scenario for you. You were possibly passing for the lead there down the backstretch. Got turned there down the back straightaway. Now here tonight, just looked like a little mistake there in the braking zone into turn 2. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I was bump drafting Mike coming down the backstretch there. And just misjudged the corner, couldn't get the car to turn. Totally falls on me. I hate that affected Nick and a bunch of other people's races there. So, yeah, just unfortunate. It's a mistake. That's one of those you want back. But what do you do?
Well, in the tunnel turn, it looked like you're not the only one struggling here today. It was a lot of wheel lock for the start of this race. It looks like across the board, this car just kind of unpredictable on the handling. And what's it take here? This next gen car just seems like it's a handful everywhere we go.
You know, I don't have an answer for us right now. I really thought we were gonna have a lot of green flag racing here tonight. But it seems like it's one thing after another. I was just in chat saying just a minute ago that we need to clean it up. I remember talking with guys this week, about incidents and stuff like that, and then I do it myself here tonight. So I know we're going back green here, so I'll let you get to it. But yeah, thanks, Brad.
Appreciate your time. Cavalier Racing driver Quentin Stewart. Tough break for him, but we are back green with Austin Thomas into turn 1. Trenton Wilkin, Christian Ruck-Regal, Tristan Pena, and Ryan Philbrick on that top 5. Austin Thomas, very impressive here in that clean air, doing a fantastic job keeping this car clean, getting through the corner. 3 wide out in the back here. Tristan Pena, they squeeze with the 06 of Philbrick to the inside, and Christian Ruck-Regal. And a pass for the lead possibly here. We continue 3 wide. Pena almost follows the 33 into the wall. They're going to bump draft down the front straightaway. Trying to catch back up to the 06 of Philbrick. 2 cars to the inside. That's the 42 of Di Pasquale. He has the 22, your stage winner, who's really loose off of 1. Able to fit it into the hole between Tristan Pena and Christian Ruck-Regal. Meanwhile, Trenton Wilkin and Austin Thomas back and forth out of the tunnel turn for the lead. 12 sends it into 3. Possible crossover here. Yes, he will. Austin Thomas going to go back to the point. They'll stay side by side. And a little side draft. Wilkin by 2 1/1000ths of a second. Car around, it's the 85 in the background. Wyatt Walker loses it out of turn 3. Wilkin had the lead, barely. So he will be your leader for this next restart, but let's find out. Wyatt Walker looks like a single car spin, no damage on this machine. We'll see it coming out of turn 3. Maybe help here from the 1 of Waylon Turner. He's just getting loose on his zone. Almost hits that inside pit wall. And everybody goes by. Enough to trigger a yellow. Stopped here on the front stretch on lap 38. So it's been tough here today in this next-gen car. Pace car going to drive through everyone to get up here to the front of this field. And we just might see some drivers peel down pit road. No takers yet. Looks like the 17 of Mike Petrin will be the first car, and a late commitment there from the 2 of Larry McKellen. Here on lap 40. At the halfway mark, roughly here for the restart. Talked to Quentin Stewart there with his heavy damage. Stuck on pit road now. Waylon Turner also has some damage. It's getting harder and harder to find a car that doesn't have an incident point here tonight. But Trent Wilkin, your pole sitter, has found his way back to the front. Jason Blaney, your stage winner, working his way back up there, up to 5th for this next restart. QSR Simulations chase for the Cup Next Gen Series. And the Garrett has risen 210 from Pocono. We'll continue our coverage here on V-Speed right after this.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Back here live from Pocono, and Trenton Wilkin has the lead. We're back green flag racing as Austin Thomas follows him down, trying to keep that draft. The 22 of Jason Blaney around. Those 6 of Philbrick, they scatter, and no one hits the brakes into one. Mike Petrin into the back of the 22. E-Speed instant replay. 22 not quite clear of Philbrick. Philbrick actually comes up into him. These cars back here have plenty of time to slow down for this. Petrin going by on the inside. It's the 92 of Costner. See the spin right here, and continuing on the gas pedal. Jesse Gordon also heavily damaged from this. There's nowhere to go for Jesse Gordon. So even more drivers in the top 10 in points coming into today have had problems. You've got an early exit for Alan Dobbs, Daniel Molnex, Quentin Stewart. Looking here at the drivers off the racetrack. Stephen McGough, Brent Allen out, CJ Gates, Brandon Yates behind the wall, Josh Wren, Boydika in the 98, Janetti, Tyler Clement, all done for the day. If you look up there, all the drivers I was just mentioning, the 10, add him to the list. He's outside the top 10 in points coming into tonight. He needed to have a good race to get up there. I mean, we were talking about Jesse Gordon a lot last season. Is yet to have a top 10 finish this season. So Waylon Turner in the number 1 car, sitting just behind the 42. A few drivers electing to come down pit road. But an opportunity here to pull up. Remember, podium finishers at Daytona, I believe. Nicholas Caldwell Racing driver, Waylon Turner.
Fucking go.
Oh, boy. Right there, right at the start. Well, hey, we know your stance right now. You sound excited.
Yeah, I am. It's a good position for me to be in right now. I'm just hoping that we can go green.
Yeah, it's been a rough one here today, and you know what? Why not? I mean, an F-bomb on the broadcast, the frustrations that some of these guys are probably having, it might not be the last one, Waylon.
Probably not.
So far, though, you've found your way slowly and methodically back to the front. Got a little bit deep in the field at a couple points here as we double back up. What's the consensus here for these last 40 laps, roughly?
I'm just going to run the best laps that I can. Definitely feel like I have like one of the best cars on the track right now. So just got to hope for the best. Hope the cards line up properly and we can see the checkered at the end.
Well, don't feel bad. You're not the first one to do that here on a V-Speed broadcast. Some guys wait till their post-race interviews to do it, so at least yours was mid-sentence, and I pulled you up without warning. Waylon, anybody you want to shout out, though, while we have you up here?
I just want to thank my team. I'm technically not on their team, but NCR, you know, got Nicholas behind me. Looking forward to this restart, and I'd like to thank my family for putting up with me with these races, and hope I can take home a good finish for them.
All right, Waylon Turner going to restart here in second position here on the inside of the front row. Good luck.
Thank you.
A little uh-oh moment here on V-Speed, but it does happen from time to time, and we usually get one or two a week that you never know. You never know. As we get set to go back, green flag racing. Stage 1 winner in the 22. Jason Blaney has some damage. Doesn't look like he's going to get back up there as we go back into the Turn 1 Tsunamis restart zone. Scatter around 42 of Di Pasquale into Turn 1. Down the backstretch, Kristen Pena working his way towards the back bumper of the 42. Venom Motorsports driver inching his way closer. It's been a minute since we've seen Venom Motorsports have a successful race. Be nice to get them into victory lane for the team points. Pena has probably had the best finishes on average of all these drivers on Venom Motorsports. And the 50 is going to look for the lead down the front stretch. Waylon Turner on the back bumper, gets a little bit tight. He'll tuck in to the bottom. 3 blue and black cars in the top 3. Pena takes the lead. And a great shot there through the tunnel turn. He pulls out 0.2 of a second. Nicely executed through turn 2. Let's see if he can do it again in turn 3. He will lead that time by. First lap led for the 50 car, but here comes Waylon Turner to the inside. Dives it deep into turn 1. He's been faster. He gets tight. A little contact between him and the 50. And here comes Nicholas Caldwell to the inside. Might be the first time today that we say Nicholas Caldwell leads a lap. But a pinch here through turn 2. 3 wide again. 42 looks to the inside. He's bobbing and weaving, gets a little loose, holds on to it through 3. Back on board with Waylon Turner. Drafting help, working its way closer. Downshifts into turn 1. Wyatt Walker looking for third. He's worked his way up through this field. Battle for the top 4 is tight. Quentin Stewart back out on the racetrack in the 99. Trying to salvage the day. Di Pasquale, who led a lap or two there, falls back to the 5th position. Mitchell Costner, who had damage earlier in this race, now playing some offense. Car on the wall in the background. That's the 22 of Jason Blaney. Remember, he got turned the 06. Got into the left rear of this 22 machine earlier. Somehow, even with the damage, a broken right rear, he finds himself back up into the 9th position. Battles back up front, though. 2nd spot, Waylon Turner. Wyatt Walker in the 85 dives to the inside through the tunnel turn. He's going to get tight here. Turner tried to play defense through the exit of turn 1. It wasn't enough. Actually was. Wyatt Walker backs up. Thought maybe he was going to take it to the inside through turn 2. He will not. Nicholas Caldwell continues to lead. He now has 2 laps. 1 lap. Stand corrected on that. Looks like he might get a second one out of turn 3, though. That 1 car of Turner is bad fast here on the inside. Car loose in the background. That's a 2 into the wall. Heavy hit back here for Larry McKellen. McClellan loses the rear, and that car is broken. So be coming out of turn 3 where you're going to see this car snap to the left, overcorrect to the right, and into the outside wall. And right here. Thankfully, a little bit of a gap there between the 35 and the 33. He's staying out on the racetrack, trying to work his way back up there. Wyatt Walker, Waylon Turner, side by side. 2nd spot still up for grabs. Tristan Pena, your pole sitter in the 12. 5th spot of Wilkin. On board with Tristan Pena. Continuing to watch that battle for 2nd spot just in front of him. Might clear the 1 out of 1 here. Doesn't quite do it. He'll take it again on the inside in 2. Oh, contact! And Waylon Turner not going to be happy with that. Car all the way down on the bottom of the racetrack here. That's Jesse Gordon, who's letting the field by. Oh boy, 22 gets really close. Jesse Gordon almost got into him. Battle for the lead now. Wyatt Walker has worked to the outside. He got clear. Well, got contact with the one. Let's see if the same thing happens with the leader. Let's go out of the exit of 3. Won't follow down for the draft. Backs up the entry to 1 a little bit better. This is the portion of the racetrack where he is definitely faster than Nicholas Caldwell. And he'll get side by side with him here. And you're trying to follow through their side-by-side top 4. And out of nowhere, Trenton Wilkin got to the outside. He will have the run going into turn 1. But again, this is where the 85 is a little bit faster. He has to back out of the throttle. 50 is going to get to the outside. This is allowing the rest of the field to creep back into this picture. It was for the top 4. Now it's for the top 8. Oh, and contact again with the 1. 85 gets into him again. I don't know about you, V-Speed chat, but if there was ever a time to voice your opinion, 85 has made contact twice with the 1 car. And I know these guys are definitely judged post-race on retaliation and keeping their cool. But I think I would have lost it there. Battle for the lead heats back up. Your pole sitter to the inside in 3. And Tristan Pena right on the back bumper. Classic Pocono off of turn 3. 22 gets loose. Hold on to it there. Jason Blaney all by himself trying to catch back up to this lead pack. We see a dive to the inside from the 12 of Wilkin. He still can't clear the 11 of Caldwell. Top 8 is getting spicy. Wyatt Walker back onto the offense, trying to catch back up. He was battling for the lead briefly. Caldwell's had to defend about 7 different guys here to try to maintain this lead. The most recent has been Trenton Wilkin. Car on the wall in the background, that was Austin Thomas just now, coming off of turn 1. Comes down on the nose of the 1 machine of Waylon Turner, who's going to have the advantage going into this corner. And looks like they're getting a little bit tight there. One can't quite complete the pass. Waylon Turner will fall back behind Austin Thomas. The move here to the outside. He has the momentum going into turn one. A deep send here into the corner, way up the racetrack. It works out for him. He gets clear. Costner was looking inside. The 50 ends up losing ground because of it. The one is working that high line a lot better than anybody. I haven't seen anybody up there, actually. He has to be careful out of 3. That's a good way to get into the outside wall. Man, Waylon Turner is just on the move here. They'll have the run on the 42, who's not clear. And on the charge, back to the front. 22 laps to go. In race number 4. Gonna send it to the high line again. On the outside of Tristan Pena. We're going to see another deep send into turn 1 for the 1 car. That is a very unique line. You got to wonder if he's using up those tires. He does get clear of Pena. He'll move on to the next one. It's Trenton Wilkin in the 12. Waylon Turner might have found something here. I tell you, I'm impressed here with the 1. He has worked his way past 5 cars in just 3 laps. He's just about clear. Trent Wilkin in the 12. He's better on the outside here. He needs to get back up high. A little bit of contact, maybe a little bit of net code there between the 1 and the 12. And a pinch down in the corner. This is allowing the 11 of Nicholas Caldwell to run away. Heavy contact there. And I think the 2 car spinning out a little bit down the front stretch. They'll go side by side. Here comes Thomas to give a push into 1. The car is around in the background. That's Tristan Pena. Makes a mistake off of turn 1. Caution is out at lap 65. They were 3 wide here. Slides up into the 42. 85 slides up into him. And just tight racing. 50 car. Gets it looped back around. That's going to bring out our 10th caution of the night from Pocono. So Nicholas Caldwell holds on to the lead with less than 20 laps left in race number 4. Your pole sitter, Trenton Wilkin, he got cleared by the one of Waylon Turner. He will be back up front for this restart. Will we see anybody come down pit road this time by? Everyone into pit lane. Led down by Nicholas Caldwell, Waylon Turner, Trenton Wilkin. All going to hit their stall. 4 tires and a top off with fuel to finish this thing out. Wilkin misses the stall. He's still trying to find it. Down and away for the 11. Wilkin's going to lose some positions. And Waylon Turner is going to win the battle off of pit road. Trenton Wilkin falls back to 7th after missing his stall. So nice execution there for the 1 car. QSR Simulations chase for the Cup Next Gen Series. More coverage from Pocono, and the Garrett has risen to 10 right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live from Pocono, less than 20 laps to go with Waylon Turner after winning the battle out of the pit stops. Nicholas Caldwell to the inside, going to get some draft help as they go into turn 1. Lebanon Nicholas Caldwell works his way around the 35 of Austin Thomas on this restart. Thomas, 4 fresh tires. About 15 laps left in this race. And a look to the inside. Deep dive. One car running the high line through 3. 12's around. Wilkin loses it all the way to the inside. And totaled. Will stay green. He's off the racing surface. But Trenton Wilkin hits the inside pit wall. He was having a blinking issue prior to that. Wow. Left. Trenton Wilkin, your pole sitter, done for the day. Waylon Turner continues to lead with Nicholas Caldwell, Austin Thomas, the top 3. Wyatt Walker, Mitchell Costner, 4th and 5th. Cars in the wall hard. That's the 85, maybe broken. Walker. Right front suspension damage. This is allowing Waylon Turner with that high line approach to run away. The 35 of Thomas looking for the second spot on Nicholas Caldwell into the tunnel turn. Meanwhile, Costner has the 85 back to the inside. Deeper in this field, you've got the 50 of Pena. John Walker and the number 86 and the 00 of Randy Solé. That's for the top 10. 00 will look inside into turn 1. Holding it down on the bottom. He will get a little bit of an advantage on this exit, but they'll stay door to door. Randy Solé not able to clear that time. They'll go back to work for 10th. Coming by for 10 laps left from Pocono. Waylon Turner gets his 10th lap lead of the night and continues to pull away from this top 3. If you're just joining us here today, It's 10 cautions, 8 lead changes. Stage 1 winner, Jason Blaney. The 22 back in 20th position, 11 laps down. Caldwell starting to approach that higher line into 3. We saw it earlier from Turner. I think Wayland will probably want to go back to that approach as you see the suck back up to the back of Wayland Turner. The draft is so dominant here. It's hard to break away from this pack. And for Turner, he hasn't been cutting down. Nicholas Caldwell was showing that earlier. He's cutting down off the front stretch to break up that draft. Wayland hasn't done that at all. And move it up a lane here into 3. Has the clean air advantage. But if he doesn't want Nicholas Caldwell to catch back up to him, he needs to break that draft. Austin Thomas has a real opportunity here to sit in the wake of these two cars, premeditate his pass. He can't make mistakes like that through turn 2. Don't want to scrub the speed off this car. Needs to be careful. Dwindling down the laps, 7 to go. Top 3 within half a second of each other. Mitchell Costner, 7/10 back. Last time by, fastest car in the top 5 was the 92. Dive to the inside for the 11. This might open up the door for Austin Thomas. Will he take it inside? Will he take it outside? He'll go to the bottom. The 11 of Caldwell shuts the door. And a lot of trail braking here for Thomas to try to keep it down low. Car on the wall. Wayland Turner makes a mistake. Costner's going to get an advantage. Down the front stretch for 3rd. Just like that, 3rd place changes hands. 6 laps left. Costner up to P3. Nicholas Caldwell has the advantage down the front stretch. We're going to see a change for the top spot. As you saw, the 1 made a little mistake there out of the corner of turn 3. Now with 5 laps to go, can Nicholas Caldwell run away, or will Wayland Turner back these corners up and try to shoot one more shot on the final lap? He's going to try to hang with him. Meanwhile, you've got the 92 and the 35 creeping their way back up here. 4 to go. Everyone else out of contention for this race. Battles back here with Mike Petrin, Randy Saleh, John Walker in the 86. This is for the top 10. Randy Saleh trying to hold on to it with Mike Petrin. They went back and forth a few times. Saleh finally got by. '86 of John Walker makes a mistake out of turn 2. He might be out of the picture for the top 10 now. Here comes Mike Petrin. Thought he was going to get a run out of 3. He does not. He'll draft back up to the back bumper of Randy Saleh. 3 laps to go for him. Take that 2 to go mark. Back on offense for Waylon Turner. The battle still continues for the lead. It's a 4-car breakaway from the rest of this field. 35 of Thomas. Oh, the 11 gets turned into the wall. And he's stopped on the surface. Caution is out. And in complete disbelief, Nicholas Caldwell might be done completely for the day. Maybe just a miscalculation on the entry of turn 3. Caldwell actually snaps to the right. I don't know if Netcode sent that car up the track. There was no touch between the 1 of Waylon Turner and the 11 of Caldwell. The right front completely locks up. He hits the outside wall. On board. What happened? Watch the wheel here. And it's almost like he got hit the way that car moved up the racetrack, but there was no contact. Again, iRacing, just a little bit of netcode here to send that 11 up into the wall. That's what it looks like to me, but I could be wrong. That puts us in the green-white checkered territory, though. And, man, Nicholas Caldwell, I feel for him here. We gotta pull Nicholas Caldwell up into the broadcast booth. Do you got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to describe what I just saw. It looked like netcode here. There was a massive gap between you and Waylon Turner. So what happened exactly into 3?
My Oculus crashed.
So you had a equipment malfunction here.
Yeah, we had that race 1, and then my Oculus crashed.
Well, man, that's, yeah, when equipment fails and it's something beyond your control, that's a tough break here. Nicholas, you led 19 laps. This car was bad fast. Looked like you had the thing pretty much wrapped up.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate, Waylon didn't hit me or anything. That was just my game crashed. So, yeah, that sucks, but oh well, move on.
Well, Nicholas, I know it's not how you wanted to end up in the booth here, but we still got you up here. Anybody you want to shout out real quick while we have you?
Yeah, I mean, me and Waylon were working really good together. One of us was going to win that race, so it just kind of sucks that it went down like that. So, you move on.
Nicholas Caldwell Appreciate your time. Sorry that it happened to you, and maybe things will iron out the wrinkles here for next week.
All good. We'll be back.
So an Oculus crash here for the number 11 rather. Number 1 takes over the point. We're gonna have a green-white checkered for this late race caution. 3 laps to go from Pocono. Austin Thomas, Mitchell Kostner have a real opportunity here. Have we seen the end of the fireworks? We started out with 31 cars here today. We have about 14 of them left. Waylon Turner, he's led a lot of laps here today, but Austin Thomas, I mean, he's going to take every opportunity if it presents itself at any portion of this racetrack. You got to go for it. Don't count out Kostner. Don't count out Philbrick. Any one of these drivers here in the top 10 could get up here and figure a way out for these last 2 laps. Green-white checkered attempt number 1 of the day. And for this restart, another perfect opportunity to find that volume knob. And let's crank it up one more time. Presented by Walker's Ridge Plantation. Green flag is out for the final restart. What could be the final restart at Pocono. White flag in the air, maybe off of turn 3. Heavy contact with Philbrick, the 35 in the wall. But it's one more time around. Turn 1 Tsunami's 33 around. Will still get the white flag. Randy Soleil also involved in the background. Last time by from Pocono for race 4 in QSR Next Gen Series. Ryan Philbrick was all over the back bumper of this one car going into the tunnel turn. Will he send it here, shoot it to the bottom? Nothing here. It looks like Waylon Turner might have it wrapped up. Turn 3, the long sweeping corner down the front stretch. He sends it high. Down to the bottom for Philbrick. Austin Thomas is going to come home in 3rd. Into the wall again for the 35. But here he is, your victor in race number 4. Waylon Turner will win at Pocono. How about that for Waylon Turner? I know probably not the exact scenario he thought he would see with the 11 having an Oculus crash in those final laps. 35 of Austin Thomas with the top 3 and Ryan Philbrick. We got to go back on the replay here in just a moment and take a look at the contact through turn 2. These guys right on top of each other. It's heavy contact. The one just barely holds on. Austin Thomas will come around here to burn it down on the front stretch. Or Waylon Turner, rather. Post-race interviews with your top three. Final race results from Pocono. Coming up, post-race coverage live on V-Speed. You are watching the QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series. More coverage right after this.
Got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Back here live from Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle in Pennsylvania. We've concluded our 83 laps and a little bit of overtime here tonight for QSR Chase for the Cup. Stage winner Jason Blaney had tough problems there at the end of this race, ends up 20th position, but your race winner, Waylon Turner, after 11 cautions and 10 lead changes, started in second, worked his way back up to the top spots late in this race. Ryan Philbrick had to go to work. Shout out to Ryan Philbrick. Congratulations to you on that top three. We'll get a word with Waylon Turner and Austin Thomas in the top three in just a moment. Tristan Pena will finish in fourth with Mitchell Costner in fifth position. Larry McKellen will finish in sixth with John Walker seventh. Reed Sanders, quiet night for the four. He'll come home in eighth. Mike Petra ninth. Austin Dowdy, a top 10 for the number 8. 11 goes to Christian Ruck Regal, Randy Saleh, and Wyatt Walker 12th and 13th. Galen Wunsch 14th position with Nicholas Caldwell. A tough break for him, back to 15th. Jesse Gordon 16th. Quentin Stewart, heavy damage, but claws his way back up to 17th. Johnny D. Pasquale, yes. 18th position, Trenton Wilkin, 19th. Jason Blaney rounds out your top 20. Nathan Lyon and CJ Gates, 21st and 22nd. Stephen Mago, Brent Allen, Brandon Yates, all these cars done for the day. Alan Dobbs, Wesley Genetti, Josh Wren, John Lodica will finish in 29th. Daniel Monex, Tyler Clement round out your field here today. With that, though, first driver we're going to pull up into the broadcast booth is actually your race winner Oh, Waylon, I tell you what, last time we talked to you, you were excited. I know it's probably not what you expected to happen, though. That end of the race, it looked like it was going to come down between you and Nicholas Caldwell, but just an Oculus failure, equipment malfunction, and then it was green-white checkered time for you to hold on for the win.
Yeah, man, that was such a wild ride. I guess I'll start with the last restart beforehand. Getting the lead off pit road, I didn't expect that. I really thought Nick had me there. He definitely had the quicker car there before the incident. Apparently his game crashed, so I wanted to iterate that I didn't touch him due to past incidences. But man, that was so crazy, man. Like I said last time, I really felt like I had the best car on the track. I know I probably burned my stuff up there towards the end a little bit, but I had to keep the lead at all costs. That was my only chance at getting the win tonight, and man, I'm so pumped.
You had defense on the outside with Phil Brick. We're actually watching it here live on the screen. You dive down on the entry of turn 2, and a little bit of contact there upset the back end of that thing. How'd you hold on to it?
Man, with some chewed up bubble gum and the praise of God, more than likely. Like I don't know. I had another save earlier in the race. And got my quarter panel clipped a little bit, and all I was thinking is I can't get damage on this car. Any little damage on this track is just it's a race killer, and I had to keep this car clean tonight to be able to have the results that I got. And man, I was racing with everything I had there on that last restart, and Phil Brick and Thomas, they had good cars there at the end, and Ryan is consistently fast, especially after his incident. Coming back through the field, you got to give credit where credit's due right there. Dude's a great driver. I know we've had our altercations, but man, he can drive the wheels off of it. Let me tell you. But I hate that I made contact with Thomas there. He had a good run on the inside through the tunnel, but got to make the moves when they're open. Can't let any gap open. That's your race right there, no matter what. So I'm pumped. I'm shaking to my core right now. This is only my second league win in my career of iRacing, so this is a great feeling.
Waylon, we've had you up here in the booth before and post race, and I think it was kind of more of the same, just a lot of excitement and the experience of getting a league win. It means a little bit different versus going out and doing it in an official race. This is a variety of different talent levels. Congratulations on the victory. Anybody you want to shout out while we have you up here?
I mean, first and foremost, my family. My wife lets me have the time to be able to come out and do these. With our son and everything. I got him in my arms right now. Relinquishing. So I'm just very thankful. I love my family to death, and I always have their support behind me. Secondary, I want to thank NCR, Nicholas Caldwell and everyone on that team. Even though I'm not an official part of their team, I'm pretty much considered like an open car slot. That doesn't officially count for their team, but man, this win counts somewhere, and that's what matters to me today.
Well, Waylon, enjoy this one. I know that this builds a lot of momentum going into the remaining part of this season. We're only at race 4, and you've locked yourself in to put yourself up in that top spot for the points, and this should help you out for next week. Appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you so much. See you next week.
Waylon Turner, victorious here tonight from Pocono. One more driver to talk to, though. And shout out there to Ryan Philbrick in second position. Had to go to work, so we'll pull up Waylon Turner. I apologize. I brought back the wrong guy, grabbed the wrong one. Let's grab Austin Thomas, our third place finisher. Let's try that. Austin Thomas. Here, there we go. I grabbed the wrong guy. Third place finisher tonight. We usually do this in reverse. We had a little bit there, a discrepancy. Ryan Philbrick had to call out here, go to work, and you get third here, though. I mean, we talked to you a little bit there in the mid race, and it sounded like the confidence was there, just not quite enough time. It seemed like if you had that green flag run, maybe you could have got it done.
Yeah, that caution, I believe, lap 66. Me and the 33 of Christian Ruck Regal, we could have definitely have made it to the end, and we were just saving tires. But I was just picking people off one by one, and of course that caution came out, and it definitely threw a wrench in things. And then of course the late caution. If we'd stayed green there, I had a full head of steam. Was going to go to the front.
Yeah, it was looking like especially with the top three, you had Nicholas Caldwell there that actually got up front, but it seemed like once he got out there, the remaining part of the top 8 was reeling them back in, and you were part of that group.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun night tonight. The car was fast. But yeah, I was a lot of close racing up front.
So dive into turn 2. You saw the opening there on the 1, and somehow he closed the door on both you and Philbrick. You gave him a little touch there in the entry of the corner. I mean, you gotta try something.
Yeah, I believe Philbrick was on that inside line, gave him a little bit of a bump that gave him the space to come down and block. He threw the block, and we've already talked about it a little bit. It was a great move on his part, and I didn't mean to get so much into him, but he held it together. I did too, and I was happy with the end.
Well, Austin, we appreciate your time coming up here in the booth, and one more time, if you got anybody else you want to shout out or thank for tonight's performance, you have the floor.
Yeah, I'd first and foremost like to thank the Turn 1 Tsunamis. Me, Austin Dowdy, Christian Ruck Regal, Ethan Wisnowski. He wasn't able to make it tonight, but we all definitely did the best we could with what the hand that we were dealt. And shout out to them. Shout out to Quentin for putting the league together. And of course, shout out the family, the girlfriend, grandparents, just everybody who supports this. And thank you to you for doing the broadcast.
Austin Thomas, 3rd place from Pocono. Believe this is first top 3 since season 1 that we've had you up here for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was definitely a good night. I'm stoked about it.
Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Well, there you have it. That wraps things up here from Pocono. It was a good one. Here it is, Risen 210 from the Pocono Mountains. If you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and you'll never miss a single race, as we'll have flag-to-flag coverage all season of QSR. If you're still hungry, they might still be live. Some oval racing over for Below the Double Yellow. Adam Baker, V-Speed's very own, is over there doing the production for that. If there's a chance to catch your favorite racing, we'll have it here on V-Speed. For everybody that made this possible, Quentin Stewart, who runs and owns the league, our track steward, Ronnie Joyner, up in the tower overlooking all of the action here tonight. Our other producers, Logan Threlkeld, Morgan Cook, and Eddie Smith. This is Bradley Cooper telling you so long from Pocono. We'll see you next time, tomorrow night, the Racing Revolution.